Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's Jarrett Stod here, back with a brand new video. If you're new here, make sure you smash that subscribe button right now because I post every Sunday and Wednesday and the videos are always entertaining and always getting better. And if you've already been supporting me and subscribed to my channel, thank you so much. You guys mean the absolute world to me. Now that being said, let's get right into the video. As you saw from the title of this video, you are probably wondering right now, Jarrett, what is going on? Because I always talk so positive about having one eyeball and getting all these custom eyes, but guys, there is a lot of cons and struggles of having one eyeball. I try to make the most out of my situation and be as positive as I can, so I'm gonna tell you guys the top 10 struggles of having one eyeball. So let's begin with the 10th biggest struggle. At number 10, we have weightlifting. Believe it or not, weightlifting is actually a very big struggle for me because when I'm doing something like bench press or squatting, when I go back to re-rack the weight or the barbell, I can't ever see if I'm getting it like on the safety hooks or not. So every time I do an exercise, I always have to look to the right and then I have to extend my neck all the way to the left to make sure that I'm getting it on the bar. If I miss like re-racking a weight, I can really get injured a lot. As you guys know, I lift weights almost every single day, but it's almost something that I've adapted to. Like it's become a lot easier. Like it's almost an instinct now to like look to the left and re-rack the weight and help myself because I don't have an eyeball there. So yeah, believe it or not, weightlifting is actually a struggle. But now let's move on to number 9. At number 9, believe it or not, you guys are gonna be shocked about this one. We have pouring water into a glass or pouring anything into a glass. Because I have one eyeball, I have very bad depth perception. So like if I'm pouring something into a glass, I always miss it. Like I always pour it in front of the glass or behind the glass. Like I never actually get the liquids inside of a glass. So what I do is I just put the cup right up to the lid of whatever I'm pouring in there to make sure that it goes directly into a glass. Your depth perception is so far off compared to having two eyeballs. So that makes having one eyeball a very big struggle because your depth perception is off so much. And the 8th biggest struggle about having one eyeball is playing sports. So after I lost my eyeball to cancer, the doctor actually told my parents that I wouldn't play any sports and that I shouldn't play any sports. And obviously with me, I was like, you know what, I can. Because the doctor said that I can't do anything, I'm gonna do it and I'm gonna prove everybody wrong. So I decided to start playing sports. And the very first sport that I played was wrestling. I actually wrestled from when I was in like 2nd grade all the way until the end of high school. And wrestling was very easy for me because I really didn't need too much depth perception because the person that you're wrestling is right in front of you. But when it came to playing sports with like balls such as football, I remember playing football for like 2 or 3 years. And one of the games I was actually carrying the ball and somebody blindsided me from the side that I couldn't see. And that's when I was like, yeah, I could not play that sport. In reality, guys, I can only see half of what you can. I wish I could have 2 eyeballs just for one day to see like how crazy and how much you guys can see. Playing sports is one of the biggest struggles with having one eyeball. But now let's move on to number 7. And the 7th biggest struggle about having one eyeball is shoulder checking. And this one is actually one that happens every single day and I feel so bad about because I seriously can't control it. Like guys, if I shoulder check you in public, I am so sorry. I'm not doing it intentionally. It's just because I can't see. If I'm walking standing up, guys, I literally can't see the left side of my body at all. I almost shoulder check somebody like every 30 seconds to a minute because I seriously can't see. Like I try to stay to the right as far as I can so that way I won't shoulder check anybody. But if people are walking, I seriously shoulder check people every single day and I feel so bad, but I seriously can't help it because I don't have an eyeball. But let's move on to number 6. The 6th biggest struggle about having one eyeball is being different, guys. It is so hard to be different. For the first 19, 20 years of my life, I was so scared to just accept the fact that I had one eyeball. I wore my realistic prosthetic eyeball as much as I could. I never took it out. I always wore sunglasses. And this is one of the biggest struggles that I dealt with growing up. But then I started doing all this social media stuff and I shared my story with you guys and I realized that literally everyone in the world is different. So everybody just needs to accept their flaws, be different, be themselves because there's not a better feeling than being yourself and not caring what anyone else thinks. I seriously realized, guys, that being different is so awesome. Like I know you're watching this right now thinking to yourself like I'm different or I have a flaw in some way. Let me tell you, everyone is different. Don't be afraid to be yourself. Don't be afraid to be different. Just accept yourself for who you truly are. And who cares what people think because you're being you and that's all that matters. At number 5 is balance. That is right. Balance is one of the biggest things I struggle with. I always hang my head to the right, like it's always falling to the right. And I really don't know why that is. I just think it's hard for me to balance a lot. And the only thing that I can think of is because I have an eyeball on this side and I don't have an eyeball on this side. So what I'm thinking is, do I weigh more on this side because I have an eyeball and I don't weigh as much on this side because I don't have an eyeball? Like, is that why I lean to the right so much? I have no idea. But that is number 5. Now let's move on to number 4. At number 4, we have people trying to get my attention. And it's always like one of those things that just irritates me too, because most of the people that are trying to get my attention on a daily basis know that I have one eyeball and they know which side it's on, but I totally get it, like you forget, especially if I'm wearing like my realistic fake eyeball, like you wouldn't know. When people try to get my attention, guys, it's so weird because they're always like waving their hand on this side and I seriously can't see that. But when I notice that people are doing this, so nowadays, like I don't know if I developed like a superhuman strength or something, but when somebody's like waving on like my left side, I can almost sense their body heat on my skin. But when I was younger, people would always like wave on that side of my face, like this side of my face, just to get my attention or just to bully me because they knew that I had one eyeball. So that's been something that I've struggled with all the time. So like if you guys ever see me in public, you guys will notice that I'm always looking around and like looking to my left to make sure nobody's there because I'm scared someone is always messing with me, and it's just something that I've struggled with for so long. But I've gotten over it because I just always look around and make sure nobody's there. But that is number 4. Now let's move on to the top 3 things that I struggle with having one eyeball. At number 3, we have watching 3D movies. I'm actually gonna tell you guys the story on how I figured out that I can't watch 3D movies. I was just going to a movie with one of my friends. He's like, yo, we have to go watch this movie. So you know when you go to movie theaters and they give you these 3D glasses and one side's red and one side's blue? So they give us the glasses. I don't think anything of it, you know. We go get our popcorn, go get our drink. We go sit down in the movie theater and I put these glasses on and I can only see out of the side that is blue. I can't see out of the side that's red because I don't have an eyeball, right? So I put them on and we're watching the trailers for the movies that like premiere before the actual movie and everything is blurry. Literally everything is blurry because I can't see out of the red side. So I literally told him, I was like, yo, like I can't see like the movie at all because I have one eyeball and I can't see the red side, like I can only see the blue side. So I actually just ended up sitting there for an hour and a half. I let him watch the movie. So yeah, that is one of the biggest struggles about having one eyeball because I really want to watch a 3D movie. If you guys know any ways that I can watch a 3D movie without having these red and blue glasses, please let me know. But let's move on to number 2. At number 2, we have people staring at me. That is right. As you guys could probably imagine, people stare at me all the time, whether I'm wearing no eyeball or one of my custom eyeballs. Let's act like you are me right now, okay? So I'm a stranger and you're me, you have one eyeball right now. This is what I see every single day. Somebody's walking past me and they go like this and they go. And generally it only happens like when I'm wearing my Sharingan eye, Rinnegan eye, Sage Mode, Glow in the Dark, like one of my custom eyeballs because I mean, in reality, like, yeah, that is pretty crazy. Honestly, I would probably double take it myself too. But me being the person that has the one eyeball and has the custom eyeballs, I get this every single day and I'm not mad about it. It's not really a struggle because it's my choice to not wear my fake eyeball. It's my choice to get all these custom eyeballs because to me personally, I think it's so cool. Like God gave me the ability to stand out and be different from everyone else. So I might as well take my disability, make it an ability. But when I was younger and I had to go to the doctors and they had to make me a new eyeball, I would literally go 2 or 3 days without an eyeball and I hated it. But then later on in life, I was like, you know what? I am who I am, baby. So that being said, let's go to number 1. And at number 1, the biggest thing that I struggle with having one eyeball is driving. So the doctors actually told my parents when I was younger that I probably wouldn't be able to drive, and you guys know me. I was like, I'm gonna show them that I can do anything. So guys, I've actually been driving since I was 16 years old, and the only restrictions that they have for me is I have to have both mirrors and I have to have the rear view mirror, and none of the mirrors can have a crack, and I also have to have like sensors if there's somebody next to me. I've been driving since I was 16 years old, so I've literally been driving for almost 6 years now, and I have never gotten in a wreck, knock on wood. I hope I never get in a wreck. Wait, I take that back. Actually, Tori and I just got rear-ended like 2 weeks ago. I put it on a YouTube video. I got in my very first car crash. But I wasn't driving, it wasn't my own fault. But we got rear-ended by somebody. But yeah, other than that, I've never been in a wreck. I've actually been a pretty good driver. But the worst thing that I struggle with when it comes to driving is when I'm merging onto traffic. Because I can't see out of this eye, I have to turn all the way around and pretty much break my neck to see if anyone's coming. But that is by far one of the biggest things I struggled with at first with having one eyeball is driving. So there you go. Having one eyeball is not what it seems, because seriously guys, I get so many comments of people saying, I wish that I had one eyeball to have these custom eyeballs like you. And I only gave you 10 things that I struggle with, but there are so many more. But I try to make having one eyeball and having a disability as fun as I can, and make it an ability to inspire others to be different and accept themselves for who they truly are. And that is why I'm on this platform right now, because I seriously want to share my story, help inspire and motivate others that being different is okay. When I was younger growing up and I hated having one eyeball, I wish that I had somebody like myself to look up to that was different than everyone else. So I'm trying to be that person to you. If you have a disability or you struggle with something in your life, just know that I am here for you no matter what, and that we are seriously in this together. And in this channel right here, the channel of Jarrett Stod, this is one big family, and you guys have to support each other in the comments and be there for each other, because we are seriously a family here, and we are proud to be different, proud to be ourselves, and most of all, proud to be alive and be here today, because life is freaking awesome and life is what we make it. So guys, be happy, put a smile on your face, and live every day as if it's your last. But that is gonna end today's video. If you haven't already, drop a like on this video, and if you've made it this far, comment the word pineapple. That is the word of the week. Only the real ones can comment pineapple because they watched the entire video. But with that being said, I will see you guys in a couple of days. Peace.